trying to keep me unfocused or trying to make me, you know, leave altogether. I need your help. To let me do my job without having to deal like this on a regular basis.
When you say regular basis, every day?
It's on a daily basis.
Have you, when you say do your job, have you, from your perspective, have you been interfered with doing your job by Mr. Cleveland?
Yes,
Have you been interfered with by Garrett Ian?
yes.
And point out Garrett Ian, please.
Garrett's, Ian is wearing a black polo shirt.
You need more recognition for the record for that, Judge?
Chair Meyer, do you dispute that the witnesses identified in the stream? The record is
Have you, from your perspective, been interfered in doing your job by Ian Bernard?
Yes,
And would you point out Mr. Bernard, please?
he's wearing the maroon polo shirt.
I go by Ian Freeman.
Ian Bernard Freeman?
Ian Freeman.
Freeman?
Ian Bernard.
And how about Graham Colson? Has Graham Colson interfered with you in performing your jobs from your perspective?
Yes,
Would you point out Mr. Colson?
Mr. Colson is sitting by Garrett Ian with the sunglasses.
And how about Kate Ager? Has Kate interfered with you doing your job since December?
Yes.
And how about Kate? Would you point out Kate?
She's sitting beside Mr. Bernard.
Freeman.
Mr. Freeman's name has been, it's been in other court pleadings that is his name, and I take it he's objecting to the reference. I think, ma'am, she would refer to Mr. Freeman by his name.
And how about Pete Ayer? Has Pete Ayer, from your perspective, interfered with you in doing your job?
No,
And I think you've already recognized, pointed him out to the court.
yes, he's wearing a white t-shirt.
Now, but for Mr. Ayer, Peter Ayer, have the five individuals from your perspective worked together to interfere with you doing your job?
That's correct, yes.
Describe it. How so?
Working together, normally Garrett and Graham would team up, and earlier on it would be Kate. And I can't remember the other, I believe it was Kate and Graham earlier on. It's been months since I've seen her.
It's been months since you've seen Kate Ayer.
Yeah, weeks.
How about the videotaping that you described? Would you describe for the judge how close individual defendants have gotten next to you or near you with regard to the use of the video?
Not that close.
Well, I'm asking how close.
Oh, from here to where the judge sits.
Okay, so 8 feet or so, or 10 feet?
At times it varies.
Okay. And who have you seen videotaping?
All of them at one point, either with a camera or a phone type device.
And have any derogatory comments been made to you, such as thief or stealing or anything in that regard?
Yes.
Your Honor, moving back to Science Star Legacy, unidentified, unattributed questions not limited to comments made by defendants.
Sustained.
Describe for the court, then, who has made any derogatory comments to you by derogatory remarks?
Mr. Cleveland used to accuse me of being a thief, and Graham Colson. And I've been stealing from people.
And that's in the context of doing your job, checking meters, et cetera? Lynn, from your perspective, has this taken on a personal attack on you? You feel personally attacked by what they've been doing?
Yeah, I do.
Why so?
Because I know it's become personal because I've become very unfocused in what I'm supposed to be doing. I feel like I'm being moved around, that I can't go out there and do the job I'm supposed to do, and just trying to avoid them, to stay away, to get away from it. That's been an interference of more or less running or cat and mouse kind of game. That's been a problem. Or waiting for someone to show up, that awful anticipation of, here I am, I'm having a great morning, and then boom, there's someone there. And it all starts.
Now, this cat and mouse reference that you just made, would you describe for the court what you mean by making arrangements for cat and mouse?
Well, meaning if I see someone that if I had a specific idea of what I was gonna be doing, which is, I'm kind of an organized person like that, I would change my mind just to avoid having to come across or be around them. So I would change directions, in other words, cross the street, go to a whole different area, whatever I could. Remember, I'm on foot, so it's limited success at doing that.
Limited success, did you say?
Yes, because I am on foot. But I have had times too, when I'm driving that, in the vehicle that I use for work, where they have followed me in their vehicles.
And have they followed you with bicycles as well?
Oh, yes.
Describe, please.
Well,
What have you seen on bicycles first?
basically, Mr. Ian has done that while he's videotaping, at least it appears that he's videotaping. It's tough because he'll be behind and then in front, and I'm driving, and there's people, there's pedestrians, there's other cars. It's very distracting, and it's worrisome to me that I'm gonna do something, and ultimately it's gonna be my fault if I hit someone or a car or something. And the whole time I'm just trying to figure out where this person is and drive at the same time.
And do you get a similar sense when you're just walking down a sidewalk street as well? Where are they coming from?
Oh, yeah, always.
Would you describe that, please, for us?
Sometimes I just hear you can just hear footfalls behind me, and I just tense all up. It's waiting for this whole game to start.
What time do you start in the morning?
7:30.
Since December, have you looked forward to coming to work?
Not like I used to, no.
What's changed, Lynn?
What's changed is the anxiety that I feel, and the horrible anger that I've never, ever felt in my life.
How old are you?
I'm gonna be 57 years old in March.
Do you live by yourself?
I do.
And describe what this anger is all about.
Well, I've just never experienced it. I just get so angry and so frustrated with, they don't listen, they don't want to stop, and it just continues. And it's having an effect. I mean, I'm just very tense and uptight all the time, becoming forgetful, and it's just been over this period of time.
Have you, from your perspective, has there been significant added stress on the job as a result of the defendant's activities?
Oh, yes, most definitely.
You laugh a little bit. Describe that.
It's like night and day. It's nothing like I've experienced before. Nothing at all.
never experienced that with other citizens, out-of-staters?
Not on a continual basis like this.
Well, if we were to get into your shoes and walk those 4 to 6 miles every day, Monday through Friday, what would we experience from these defendants?
Your objection, there have been a number of specific questions that have been asked, and now this seems like it's rehashing everything in one big question, once again making no effort to delineate between individual defendants.
And I have that problem, it's that the petition is filed against specific individuals, and the question is, you know, what would you experience from these defendants?
What would,
I'd like it to be more specific, to be helpful for me to understand who the witness is referring to.
Lynn, if the judge were in your shoes, or if any one of us were in your shoes, Monday through Friday, working for the city of Keene, what would they experience? What would they have experienced from December to the 1st with regard to Garrett Egan?
No, I object to the form of the question. What would somebody else have experienced if they were in your shoes? I mean, at best, that calls for speculation.
No, what I'm asking for, Judge, and maybe it was a poorly phrased question, let me try it again. In your shoes, what have you experienced from Garrett Egan?
The pursuing, the videotaping, the trying to talk to me, although I've asked him not to talk to me, and he doesn't really do that much. Talk to me.
Has Garrett Egan, from your perspective, interfered with you and taunted you and harassed you?
He, just by his actions, yes.
What actions?
The actions, following me around, preventing me from doing my job, trying to speak to me, this kind of stuff.
What has he done to prevent you from doing your job properly?
Objection reading.
Unleading question. What has he done?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
What has Garrett Egan done to prevent you from doing your job properly?
Just being in front of me constantly.
And when you say in front of you, are you talking within 30 feet of you?
It varies. It could be closer, it could be 30 feet, it could be 50 feet.
Can it be 3 feet, 5 feet?
At times.
And from your perspective, Lynn, the closer these defendants are to you, does that make any difference to you?
Yes, because I don't want them around me. I just don't. I don't want 'em.
Why not?
Because just their actions, just the things they say at times, it's like I just don't trust them. I don't want them near me.
Have they caused stress to you on your job?
Mm-hmm.
And how is that manifested? How does it come out, that stress?
Just
Your Honor, that was asked and answered.
I believe you did extensive testimony about that.
How about after work? What effect do you feel from the activities that you just described when you go home from work? What impact, if any, has there been?
just very keyed up, very frustrated as to, what the point of all this is. A lot of strain, a lot of tension, basically sometimes just get home and just sitting down and just not want to do nothing. And just try to think this out all the time. It's just so consuming all the time. It's like day in and day out. It's like I don't want to think about this anymore. I just don't understand the reasons for why they're doing this.
Did you try to tell Garrett and Kate and Ian and James and Graham, the 5 defendants that you've named, to please back off and stop their conduct?
In
Your
those
objection,
words,
the way
yeah.
the question is phrased, you can't tell which person she's specifying she has to find out.
Sustained.
I'll go through each one.
Sustained.
Have you told, we're talking about Garrett right now, have you told Garrett Ian to back off and leave you alone?
Yes, and please don't talk to me.
And has he done those things?
He hasn't backed off, he doesn't really talk to me much, but I don't respond, I don't engage.
Have you tried different techniques to deal with Garrett and Jim Cleveland?
No.
Were you ever talkative to them?
No,
About Kate now, let's talk about Kate Ayer.
mm,
What her, from your perspective, what taunting, what harassing has she engaged
she's
towards you?
following behind, making comments, offhand comments now and again, but other than that, that would be all.
Comments such as what?
Oh, like I said, it's been weeks since I seen her, I don't have them written down.
The comments disturb you?
Just things about the job, what I'm doing, why do I do this, referring to that kind of thing.
Has Kate, from your perspective, has Kate indicated to you that you ought not to be doing your job for, as a parking enforcement officer, or words to that effect?
Yeah. Yes.
Has Garrett Ian said similar things to you, that you shouldn't be working for the city